Welcome to VAR India News Hour. The technology-dependent world is struggling with the chip shortage. The global semiconductor shortage has impacted many industries for more than a year for the supply of everyday devices starting from smartphones, personal computers, game consoles, automobiles, medical devices, etc. and affecting about more than 169 industries. The average modern car can have between 1400 and 1500 chips, some even up to 3000. Cars account for 15% of global chip production, while personal electronics account for around 50%. Chip revenues are even more skewed towards non-automotive sectors. The chip shortage is expected to cost the global automotive industry $210 billion in revenue in 2021. At the start of the pandemic, car manufacturers incorrectly predicted that sales would drop, cancelled chip orders, and were unprepared to meet demand. Chip manufacturers had more commitments from the IT sector, which reduced capacity for car chips. At the same time, the global chip crisis made it difficult to acquire a new graphics card, while an increase in cryptocurrency mining in 2021 increased the demand even more. Finding gaming PC components became more difficult and more expensive, and as gaming PCs rely on either AMD or Nvidia to make the discrete, sometimes called dedicated graphics, both of these companies refreshed their lineups during the pandemic with popular new models that are very difficult to find or priced 50 to 300% above MSRP. The lack of chips has been caused by booming demand for tech gear, in large part because of the pandemic, and winter weather in Texas and a fire in Japan have added to the problem. It's been a boon for companies such as Applied Materials Incorporation and Lam Research Corporation that produce the equipment semiconductor makers need to boost output. One positive aspect of the chip shortage, with demand for consumer electronics as strong as it is, it gives companies the power to raise prices and pass on higher costs. Sources said every tech company today is not struggling for the orders, but they are struggling for the supply chain, as the demand for the company's laptops is soaring because of purchases by people working at home, and the stock has doubled since August. December is already approaching, and the tech companies in India are in a position to supply the orders booked in the months of May and June. While the automakers have continued the struggle, the flip side of the semiconductor shortage is that the companies supplying those chips could see a boost to their businesses. Most semiconductor companies should report strong results for the first quarter and give good guidance for the second, with experts predicting that the situation could improve by the middle of next year when more supplies are expected to become available. Everyone seems to be asking what led to this major supply chain disruption in the first place and why it's taking so long to fix. Now the government is keen to promote the manufacturing of semiconductors in the country and has even proposed tax incentives for those who set up state-of-the-art fabs in India. Let's look into today's headlines in VAR India. CBI files 23 FIRs, search at 76 locations in 14 states against online child sexual abusers. The Central Bureau of Investigation has launched a major crackdown against online child abusers. According to the officials, CBI on Tuesday conducted searches at around 76 locations across India in 14 states and registered 23 separate cases on November 14 against total 83 accused on the allegations related to online child sexual abuse and exploitation. Under its Special Crime Zone, the CBI has established an online child sexual abuse and exploitation investigation unit in New Delhi that collate and disseminate information relating to the publication, transmission, creation, collection, seeking, browsing, downloading and advertising, promoting, exchanging and distribution of information relating to online child sexual abuse and exploitation. DeFi fraud and theft losses reached $10.5 billion in 2021. According to the Elliptic report, the prevalence of DeFi theft and crime is largely due to the untested and immature nature of the technology available. Mistakes in the design and development of decentralized apps are the most common cause, giving rise to bugs which hackers can exploit, accounting for $10.8 billion of all losses. Another $1 billion in losses are the result of exit scams, where a decentralized app creator intentionally leaves a backdoor in the code that allows them to steal users' funds, and the theft of admin keys. DeFi defines a flourishing alternative financial system that replaces traditional intermediaries with software running on blockchains. UDS buys majority stake in Denave. Chennai-based Integrated Facilities Management and Business Services firm Updata Services has acquired a controlling stake in Denave, a global technology-powered sales enablement services organization. The investment will accelerate Denave's long-term strategic plan and strengthen sales enablement capabilities for clients across the globe. For UDS, this acquisition adds another service line to their business services portfolio, further integrating their competencies and expanding their geographic presence in key markets while enabling cross-selling opportunities across the globe. RSS body says crypto transactions should be recognized as asset class regulated centrally. The RSS affiliated Swadeshi Jagran Manch has said the government should bring a law to recognize cryptocurrency transactions as an asset class and regulate it. Swadeshi Jagran Manch co-convener Ashwini Mahajan suggested that the government should also ensure that data and hardware which is used in mining, processing and transacting of the cryptocurrencies stay at domestic servers. It will help the government unearth illicit transactions and take action against them. At present, there is no mechanism in place to see how the encrypted transactions are being made through private exchanges, who are the ones investing in it and what the investors are doing with them. Bengaluru's e-procurement site hacked and funds stolen. One of 6 hard disks recovered from laptops belonging to hacker Sri Krishna Ramesh alias Shriki, who is at the center of an alleged Bitcoin for bribes controversy that has hit Karnataka politics in recent weeks, has revealed data of a hack carried out at an e-procurement cell of the state government where Rs 11.5 crore was stolen by a hacker gang in 2019. Sri Krishna has claimed that he and his associates were trying to steal Rs 46 crore from the e-procurement cell in 3 tranches but managed to get only Rs 11.5 crore before officials got wind of the crime. The details of the analysis are enclosed as a report in a charge sheet filed in the cybertrace. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.